everyone receives is a reflection of yourself.
We are all good time wasters in our daily lives. I mean, heck, that's why they created apps and little games to keep us preoccupied. You see, boredom hits me quite a lot. The what do I do? What do I do now type of energy. You see, I'm a painter, I'm an artist. It's what I want to do. You see, I want to paint big, larger pictures. And within my own psyche, everywhere I went has always been a smaller place. One of, at least in my own thought previously, of restriction or restraint, because it failed to allow me to express myself the way that I wanted to paint. So you see, because of my current situations, I thought, well, I can't paint the way I want to, so I've got to do the things that I don't like doing, that I don't enjoy, whilst I wait. Yes, I know, it's a terrible scenario to think, well, boredom hits, lethargy, when we take on that sloth type mentality and we just wait it out, waiting for the change to come. So you see, all of the smaller paintings that I did, I thought to myself, well, they're reflective of my environment. And I saw it that way. And make the connections. I saw a reader the other day, and they told me I should never think of the things that I do as restricted or constrained or allowing me to express myself, and I didn't really take notice of that until now. So you see, I started doing a little bit of moving around, moved a painting from one spot to somewhere else, did a bit of cleaning, and I had some paint in some jars left over from the anime paintings that I did. So I thought, well, I might as well paint my style my way, and I've got some smaller canvases, about A4 in size, and I have some A3, but so I started to use it up, might as well, and I realized something, that instead of just waiting for things to happen, for my life to unfold, yes, it will, but the way that I'm doing it is different, because I'm expecting it to change. I'm expecting it to happen, and it will, but I'm waiting for it. And I'm not being productive with my time. I know I have to wait for it, and there are things that need to take place first. So instead of doing the larger paintings, I can make use more of my time and my paint that I have. And I can do these smaller paintings. And I can practice the things that I see and do it on a smaller scale. But I don't see it as restricted. I see them as smaller paintings, making use of my time in the area that I can. Gladly, I cannot paint large paintings where I'm at, but I can paint the smaller ones. They may not pull in the large amounts of money that the larger ones eventually will, but they certainly are interesting. And if I do enough of them, then there may be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, however many there are, and they look really good. But you see, I'm making use of my time because this is my meditation. And I came across again today in a video that I saw. Can't remember from where it was, but it made mention that meditation comes in many forms. You don't just have to sit in the lotus position and close your eyes and drift off into a new reality or contact the mothership. No, meditation comes when you quiet your mind. You focus on those things. You are not talking to that endless chatter, that monkey brain. And when I paint, that's exactly what I do, because I'm just looking at the painting. I'm probably tapping into somewhere that I've been before, or a style that I've never seen. I know I've never seen what I do anywhere else. So it triggered me, it hit me today with a bit of positivity, because I've been wondering, what do I do? Why do I do the things that I do? Well, I still strive towards where I'm going to get to. But now, the smaller paintings have meaning. But I'm not doing the characters or the cartoons for other people that I don't enjoy doing, because they're not mine. They're not my creation, so I have no connection to them. They might make a quick buck here and there, but they're not what I enjoy. They're not what I wonder what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing. So I move from the thought of restriction when I do the smaller paintings to one of making use of my time better, allowing me to be open and seeing the beauty in the small ones, in the smaller images. And if I do enough of them, there are plenty there to be done. And I've got a lot of paint to do. So why not make use of our time better? But I changed my thought. I changed my perception on how I see the things that I do. And that may have come from because I found the artwork style that I will be doing, that I need to be doing, which is a very strange, abstract landscape that has many different attributes to it, and I'm sure you'll see it. I have a Instagram page that I post all my artworks upon, but they will get bigger and better and more renowned, basically, as time goes on. And I think I've got to look at the situations where we can sit back and tell ourselves that we're bored. We can say, I've got nothing to do, and we go on the social apps, or we do the things that are comforting. We have good in our hearts and good intentions, and we will make the world a better place. But we also must do something. We also must show progress in the areas that we want. I think if we sit back and we analyze the areas of our life that come up to us when we need them to, we get the most profound answers. If it's your passion that you're lacking, do it again. Look at it from a different perspective. But don't force it, because things need to take time. When you try to force decisions and rush it, it only ends up in you wanting to take a few steps back. The learning, the processing of how we think, how the mind reacts to certain situations, we can then allow ourselves to breathe, to grow. How did all this come about? How did I change the way I saw myself because the smaller paintings were restricted? Because that's just how I felt. That's just how I thought it should be. Because I expect and I want bigger things, because I know they will happen. But by doing that, I was kind of shunning myself with the smaller ones that I'm doing, which are just as equal. it's a fascinating situation when you're able to break free from a thought that's controlling, that's keeping you locked in a state of boredom, or that what do I do? It also comes down to doing the things that you love. I've got these paintings that I do and I love them. And people may not see them yet, and I may not have done what I needed to do yet because I don't have enough of them. But my journey to get to this place, I have so many others that are the journey, the road to what I'm painting now. The learning, the steps, the processes. And I wouldn't have been able to do it if I hadn't have gone through all of them. So now I've found my niche. Now I've found what the galleries want. For you see, all the galleries that I went to on a specific style, they want someone who's been doing what they're doing for 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years in that style. So it's new, it's different, they can market it. They don't want a jack of all trades. So I found what it is that I want to paint. That's different, that's unique to me. And that is what I'll do. So I value the smaller paintings now more than I do the bigger ones. Because these are the ones that are going to start the journey. These are the ones that are going to pave the way. But it was only until I started to paint the way that I wanted to did it open that door and change my perception on how I saw them. And that's what we need to do. What are the things that are holding us back instead of pushing forward and waiting? What do we change? What is it that we can do towards the very thing that makes us love and makes us want to do it? What is our passion, our drive? And how do we see that? Look at every aspect of your passionate career and identify the areas within it that you may be holding back on. What's a part of it that you might be sitting on? How do you see it? Do you not like it? Come back to it. When you want to change, the universe gives you answers that help you and guide you along your way. You might not realize or understand it just yet, but they all come in time. Those aha moments. And this is one of mine. So it's been a rather interesting day. I have achieved a couple of paintings and some artworks. But I've achieved nothing. But I have grown so much. So rather than sit down and have a bored day, waiting for things, I've accomplished more today than I have in the last week. For I've opened a new path, because I've changed how I feel about what I do. And I know everyone out there can. What it is that holds you back about your passion. I wonder. Let's release it and send it out so we can see more positivity in the journey forward. And with that, peace and love. Take care.